Yeah, it's the 28th of September, 2025. I'm doing this. wrong way. nice. What's up, y'all? It's me, by the way, Evan Strong. This is In the Image Clothing Company music. This is Little Red the guitar. He's a, let's go like this just for now, for the outro of this. He's a Johnson JG 610R, 3/4 size with nylon strings. Yeah, somebody call a luthier, please. In other words, this is my little guitar. My last guitar that I had was named Frank, short for Frankenstein. I like to kind of throw guitars together, in a sense, if you will. Yeah. So yeah, this is Little Red the guitar as of today's date, the 28th of September, 2025. He's great, actually. Yeah. He is. So, there you go. The big thing is, you know, you want the strings as evenly spaced as you can get them because you've got two hands on either side of your body. You know, a lot of what we do here on In the Image Clothing Company music is allowing the human body to work, which is the same thing we do on the main side of In the Image Clothing Company. But as you can see, the distance is just different. You know, now it's actually just about exactly a paper clip's width, barely over paper clip width at the bottom, and then up here at the top, it's wow, right, narrower. But what I did is make it much more narrow down here. I put little grooves into the holes where the bridge pins go through the bridge. Yeah, I made little slits closer to the inside of each of the holes. So the strings are slightly narrower on this end because you've just got two hands and you don't want to be so different on one side than the other, right? And I also shaved a little bit off the saddle on the low side of it, as in the base side of the saddle here that you saw there with that knife that I used, because it was just slightly imbalanced, and I knew that going into this, and it's so much better now. There's a little bit of a compensation in the saddle where that G string goes across, right? A little bit of a dip that I've carved into the top of the saddle because the G string's thicker. Everything pulls out, right? Up here, everything slightly comes out on the bass side from the center of the fretboard, and then down here, everything slightly comes out from the center on the treble. So the E's are both wound the opposite direction around the pegs as the other strings, right? So if you can tell what I mean, you can tell what I mean. And then down here, just tied knots in the ends of the strings and just poked them into the bridge pin hole, and then put the bridge pins in, and those knots I tied to where they're pulling out. Same with up here, right? So the treble side, you bring it down and you tie a knot so it's pulling out, and then the bass side, you tie a knot so it's, yeah, pulling out. Okay, rotating the strings, pulling on the strings away from the center. Same thing that we do up here. There you go. Okay, really keeping those hands actually closing more, because as the strings get plucked, they want to pull away from the center line, and so you have to squeeze them in so your hands can work in line nicely, right? Yeah, it's good stuff, actually. It's very good. Oh, shoot. Anyway, you know, when you tighten or loosen strings, meaning when you loosen strings, they will have to be tightened back up again. And nylon strings especially take a little while to get to their full stretch, you know, tautness. So it could take a day or two for it to settle in, but yeah, there you go. Little adjustment, you know. There you go. Driving all these horizons, I don't know if I'm the one driving. Driving over mountain of scenery, got nothing but the dirt in me. Oh, yeah, anyway. So, with the neck of the guitar, you know, you want it to be as straight as you can down. We don't want bowing in the neck. Right, so if you have a truss rod, a little bolt up in here, if you can tighten it to get that neck to be straight, right, ideally completely straight, rounding this way, matching, right, radius of the saddle, radius of the fretboards, and radius of the nut, ideally all matching, and it's basically everything, you know, small enough to where you can keep that neutral wrist, and there you go. And then there you go. This little Radley guitar, his current state, and actually the best state that he's been in since I've had him. I mean, this isn't ideal. Just, you know, being frank with it, as in, you know, speaking frankly. Ironic, right? My last guitar was named Frank, and that's kind of what I mean, is to a degree it's sort of thrown together. This guitar was $45 used with that case that's sitting right there, and you know, put a new set of strings on it, took the pick guard off of it. That was putting my pinky in a position I didn't want it to be in, and yeah, you know. Oh, I tightened up those little bolts on the end of the tuning knobs. As you saw, they were just rattling. They're just loose, you know. You want everything to be nice and snug. But yeah, there you go. The saddle's nice and even now, from side to side. It's nice. It's a good little guitar, you know. I mean, it really isn't the ideal. It isn't. crazy things with nylon strings from me, Evan Strong. I like the long videos. I like it just real, you know, showing the process, showing the behind the scenes. And I like how I keep saying, I've said it multiple times in this, that this is not quite ideal. Because in a lot of ways that's a testament to, you don't need some multi-$100 guitar, $1,000 plus US money currency, right? Guitar, you don't. And I've had them. I've had guitars that are, you know, over $1,000 new. Yeah, I bought them used, but there wasn't anything wrong with them other than they were used for the reason that they were discounted to me. They weren't any better. I mean, in ways, sure, but no. You don't need that. Really, what you need is something that's just set up correct, something that's comfortable, the correct size for you, and there you go. You know. So as much as I could keep saying that this guitar isn't ideal, that is the case, but only because of what has to happen to get it to a state of good playability. But you know, just because you spend a lot of money on a guitar and it's like a high-end guitar doesn't mean it's going to be good for you either. Maybe it's set up terribly and it just needs to be set up correct. Right, so yeah, I mean, so there you go. I mean, it just is what it is. It's just meaning life in general. You don't have to have something so high-end, but you also don't have to have a luthier, which is somebody who works on guitars, you know. You can do so much by yourself, and again, you know, this is a testament to that. It just has to work, you know. It's just got to be good. Said it 3 times. Yeah, it just has to be good. And you know, in ways this is. In a lot of ways this is. I wouldn't have purchased it if it wasn't. It's very humbling, really. You know, and I've had more fun in most all ways on smaller, cheaper guitars than expensive guitars. And, you know, I talk about how we need a small enough guitar to where it's not altering our bodies. Full-size guitars are too big for basically every human on the earth. I'm 6'2" tall, and, you know, I would actually prefer even a half-size guitar over a 3/4 size guitar. That's what my last guitar was. Little Frank, the guitar, was a 3/4 size. But, you know, no faults. That was not true. He was a half-sized. This is a 3/4 size guitar here. It's just, I mean, it's good, you know, that's what I mean. I have not sat down in a chair like this to play guitar in a very long time, and I just don't do it usually. I'll normally either sit on the ground, or that's what I do, actually, almost always. But also my nails are just kind of how they are, and dirty underneath as well. But, you know, it's fun. It's really great to be able to do stuff yourself, you know. Somebody call a luthier, would you? No, thank you. I'll do it myself. To the degree that you can, the point is just don't spend money that you don't need to. Don't feel like you can't fix things yourself if you can. Don't be afraid to work on something, you know. I mean, ideally you don't break it past the point of being able to be fixed, but, you know, I've had a lot of experience with a lot of guitars. I've had over 20 guitars myself, and yeah, I mean, setup, you know, setup is the most important thing. Practice doesn't even matter. Set up your instrument correct and just play. Just have a good time. Whatever it is that you're playing, you know, but guitar is what I play mostly. Yeah, this guitar's never felt this good. Definitely. I'll just make this as long as it is, you know, it's just what it is. So there you go. Yeah, it's cool. Just mess around with it, you know, have a good time. This is what it is. This is what it means to play music. It's just play. Be playful, you know, just have fun. That's really what it's all about. So that's what it's all about, man. Listen to my message I'm preaching. It's a good time. This is what it really means. To have a good time. It's really cool. Yep, this is what we do. This is why we stick with it. This is why we stick with it after like 22 guitars. I'm pretty sure this is my 22nd guitar. Yeah, I mean, you know, oh, shoot. This is what it really means. To see the fruits of the labor. I'm not necessarily talking about how I'm playing. I mean, some of the stuff I'm playing is really great, but the feeling, the looseness to my body. Oh, gosh. It's taken a long time to understand what I need to understand to be able to have this be the case. It's been a lot. You know, just so much adjustment in my body. I mean, just apart from guitars, but also things intertwined with guitars and what that means. I mean, it's crazy. Oh, shoot. It's crazy. Yeah. 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 It's been a long time coming. I don't expect any end point, but just seeing the progression along the way is crazy. Mm-hmm. Shoot. In a good way. Uh-huh. Yeah, I mean, what's come through guitars is more than just, you know, my ability to play guitar that I'll take with me for the rest of my life, but it's helped me deepen my understanding of the human body and my own. Yep. When I put those bridge pins in, I really rotated them so they're, you know, like toward the center. of the guitar with the slots, you know, coming out of here. Darn. Yeah, I mean, this is what it is. This is what it really is. Okay, good. Very, very, very good. I'm just feeling a lot of emotion, you know. If you knew where I came from, where I was, who I was, how I was before this whole journey that I've been on, yeah, then you know. And you'd be shocked if you don't know. Yeah. So, we've got 4 sides to us. In the Image Clothing Company. This is In the Image Clothing Company music. We do this sizing and setup of guitars. I make a lot of music. I do a lot of lyricism around the gospel of Jesus Christ. Yeah. We've got In the Image Clothing Company's main side, where we address the anatomy of the human body, allow the human body to work through clothing, the only thing placed physically on us. You know, the human body has a center line, the sternum, the spine, the trachea, the nose, and the jaw. So we do that. We sell good clothing. We show free modifications in clothing, and we just talk about everything we do in our daily lives as human beings, and just how to do it naturally. We've got In the Image Clothing Company Poodles, another 4th, and we let dogs stay natural, the same thing we do for human beings, but also through collars, leashes, and harnesses that we sell. InTheImageClothingCompany.com, similar things to, you know, yeah. But we do a lot with standard size purebred poodles and give a lot of information on just dogs in general. We've got In the Image Clothing Company podcast with discussions on the gospel of Jesus Christ. We're on episode 160 as of last night, actually. It's been a long time coming, man. And that doesn't need any explanation. Nobody needs to be able to see it any certain way, but that's just the case. That's just where I'm at with this. It's been a ride. And I'm in it for life, as I've been making very clear. One year into it, you know, just 5 days ago, In the Image Clothing Company, me, Evan Strong, is the founder, and we're just barely getting started. I just think it's kind of silly, you know, someone call a luthier. What's this guy doing? Using tools out of a toolbox and, you know, stuff that's not really meant for the job, to do stuff that really isn't meant to be done on this guitar, you know. I get it, yeah, I understand. Yeah, I get it. Unorthodox and untraditional, though, you know, as we are. Blunt, bold, raw, real, In the Image Clothing Company, man. Yep. So, yeah. I like this, you know, I love the long videos. I love it just as real as it can be without trying to make it anything else besides just what it is. I love feeling this emotion, the gratitude. I love being able to see in myself what God is doing through me. And I love being able to share it through what I call a gifted video with anybody else who wants to know about what I'm doing at all, who wants to know about the truth of what we show, you know, with allowing the body to work, letting dogs stay natural, when we discuss the gospel of Jesus Christ. I mean, even just setting up guitars and showing the size that's going to help the body be able to be unaltered, you know. I just can't. I mean, you can never say thank you enough to a God who's perfect. Still a lot of residue on this guitar from where this pick guard was. Adhesive type stuff, you know. I'm just so particular, you know. But that doesn't mean that you have to have some really high-end, expensive thing. You can take something like this, and just, you know, you do what's needed, and it can be really good. Yep. Yep. Oh, shoot. Stick around if you'd like, you know. It's just the very beginning. So. Oh, shoot. I mean, shout out to authenticity. Yeah. It's almost a declaration, you know. That's what I'm aiming for in everything I do. To the best degree that I can. Man. Yeah, I mean, thank you.